Hello, hello. Tron Prime back at it with a new what if. Sorry I've been gone for a while, but I've been taking some me time thinking. But y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all want to hear my what if. Okay, this one is what if Zuko Midoriya had a quirk. I know, people have done this before, but I got a twist. And let's get started. So, like in canon, Azuku Midori is born. And like in canon, him and Bakugo are friends all the way up until he goes to the quirk doctor. And like in canon, the same thing goes on. The quirk doctor says, you see this, ma'am? Your son has a joint in his pinky toe. So that means he won't develop a quirk. I'm sorry, son. You are quirkless. And he takes it hard, like in canon. And he goes home, tells Bakugo, and the bullying starts. And it goes on like that until he's 8 years old. Now, at the age of 8, he, like every other child, is very curious, inquisitive. He likes to figure things out. He can figure problems out pretty quickly for his age. And everything seems normal, just like a regular kid, just curious. And they figure things out. Okay, no one thinks nothing of it. But in reality, this is the indication he do have a quirk. It's a very weak one. You see, it's a mutation type quirk. Yes, a mutation type. And this mutation type is that he has a bone in his pinky toes. Yes. The mutation is the fact that he has a joint in his pinky toe. And his secondary ability to his quirk is that he could analyze and digest information very quickly. Figure things out very well. Kind of like a professor of studies type skill. You know. So now, since his quirks are so weak, they just pass as normal abilities a human might have. Just a little slightly above average. So he's classified as a nerd because he's so smart. He figured things out so quickly. So the bullying starts. Now he's 8 years old and he still does not know he has a quirk. So Bakugo beats him up one day. He said, okay, I'm done with this. I'm gonna start working out and learn how to fight. Now from this point in the story, things change quite a bit for little Zuko. Now his mother noticed that he's been working out a lot and reading books on self-defense. So she goes to him and asks, is that kid Bakugo bother you? A little bit, Mom, but no, I can handle it. It just, I want to learn how to defend myself. Okay, let me know if he hurts you, my baby. Yes, Ma, I will. So he researches martial art techniques, what style will best suit him, everything. And about 8 months after that, he decides to go to his mother. Now, after 8 months of working out, he's pretty in shape. His stamina is pretty up. Yeah, he's working out. So he he tells his mother he wants to go and study martial arts. She said, okay, what you want to study? Kickboxing. Kickboxing? Yes. Kickboxing uses your feet and your hands. And well, I'm since I don't have a quirk, I gotta need to defend myself. So kickboxing is a pretty good way to defend myself. I'm researching everything. She looks at him kind of strange, like, you researched it? Yes, I have all researched the papers, everything. Huh, my little smarty, little Einstein. Okay. So the next day she signs him up into a kickboxing class. And we have a time skip. Now now Deku little Zuku is 13 years old. Bakugo has been bullying him off and on, but not so much because Deku has made it known that he can defend himself. You see, Bakugo's goons jumped him one day when Bakugo wasn't around, and he beat him up because their quirks wasn't that, you know, explosive, so he was able to take him out. They ran the Bakugo bitching, crying to him, and Bakugo came and fought Deku and beat Deku up. But this time, he had to really work for it. And he never really fought him since then. He merely just watched him and bumped up against him, but never really fight. Anyway, I digress. Now, Deku has been training since he was 8. He's been training for 5 years, kickboxing. Now, one day his mother sends him to the store to pick up some groceries. And it just so happens it's a bank robbery. So, the bank robber has a quirk that allows his ears to turn into ropes, like stretch out and wrap around people, his ears. Okay, so Zuko is walking down the road and the dude busts out the glass of the bank he's passing by and grabs him and says, okay, stay back, I got a hostage. Now Zuko's taken by surprise and he is wrapped up in this villain's embrace, and a couple of heroes come by and say, oh man, he has a hostage. He says, stay back, stay back. Now in the meantime, Zuko's thinking like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? He's looking around and everything just seems different to him. Like time slows down a bit for him and he figures out what to do. So he puts his plan into action. He takes a deep breath and he lifts both of his feet and stomps on the villain's feet and on the villain's toes hard as he can. Now the villain screams, right? And then in the meantime, when he does that, he then pushes his feet against the ground again and jump backwards, knocking the villain down over what's that thing the fire departments use? Fire hydrant. Fall on the ground. The force of him falling on the ground allows Zuko get loose a little bit more. Zuko rolls back up. The villain says, come here, kid. And Zuko does a kickboxing move where he throws his knee to the villain's face and then comes with another uppercut, knocking the villain back. Then Zuko runs runs away from the villain, and the heroes come to take the villain. Now, in the meantime, All Might's watching. He was just about to intervene when Deku reacted and did his moves. I said, wow, what a kid. Huh, he might be a good successor. Then he coughs up blood and looks at him and says, yes, I need a successor soon. So the police and the other heroes around them, they didn't berate Deku. They says, wow, kid, that was some quick thinking. He said, yeah, I don't know. I just reacted. I mean, so, what's your quirk? Deku looks down and says, I don't have one. What? And All Might hears that in his small might form. What? Kid, you don't have a quirk? You did that to that villain? How? I was just training a little boxing when I was for the last few years in kickboxing, so I know how to take care of myself. Well, I needed to know how to fight since I didn't have a quirk. Oh, okay. So Zuko picks up his stuff and goes home. Now, on his way home, lacking cannon, All Might comes out and says, "Hey, kid." He said, who are you?" "Oh, sorry. You might recognize me like this." All Might looks around and buffs up. All Might, shh, kid. Then All Might buffs back down small. "What, is that your quirk? You grow big like that? I didn't know. I thought you had super strength quirk." "Okay, my quirk is a lot more than anyone thinks. And I saw your courageous reactions and how you defended yourself. And you say you didn't have quirk." "No, I don't." "Want one?" "Yeah, I love one, but I could. Somebody can't just give quirks out. I can." "What?" Let me start from the beginning. Would you like to be my successor?" "Your successor?" And then he goes into explain about all for one, one for all. He shows him the scar, and Deku is thinking like, "Okay, yeah, I'll take your quirk on, Mike." Somebody looks at him and says, overheard you say you was training for 5 years in kickboxing. Yeah? Huh. Mind if I see how? Mind if you lift your shirt so I can see your build? Okay. So Deku lifts his shirt, says, all my says, very interesting. Yes, this you will do nicely. I will, what? So, you plan on being a hero, right? Yeah, of course. So, you going to UA? Yeah. Yeah, I got what? 2 more years? And then y'all can apply. Okay. I'll train you till then. What do you mean? Well, you're going to train up for a few more months. Put a little bit more muscle on your body. And then I'll give you the quirk. And then I'll train you to use the quirk for the next 2 years. And so when it's time for the UA exam, you will be more than ready. Okay, let's do this, All Might. Now, due to the fact that Deku got his quirk so early, and due to the fact how in canon his progression with All for One steadily increases, so I say I'll do a time skip. Let's just say that Deku got All for One about 7 months after he met All Might. And now he's had All for One until he was 15. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. Now, for the last year and 13 months. No, that don't even make sense. The last year and 5 months, Deku's been training, and as in canon, Deku hasn't had a year and 5 months. And I mean, seriously, has Deku had it in main story a year and 5 months? No. So I'm gonna say within that time, Black Whip and Float awakened. And these will be the only two additional quirks he will have for the remainder of the story. But I haven't gotten to his original quirk. So, after he got off on one, his quirk mutated, since his was a mutation type. The extra joint in his pinky toe, now his pinky toe is as long as his big toe. So he's like he could. That's how you found out he had a quirk when his toe got longer. He looked down and says, "Oh my, did all for one make your toes longer?" All my laughs. Of course not, kid. It was a power boost, power increaser. Then Deku showed All Might his feet. And All Might says, "All for one never did that to me, or my master." Yeah, so that's how they figure out Deku had a quirk. Well, and the fact that his intelligence and his analytical skills nearly tripled. I mean, the dude's like a Batman by now. I mean, seriously, a Sherlock Holmes type deal. So it's the time of UA. He's in his final day of school, and the teacher does lacking canon. That should be my call sign, lacking canon. Anyway, lacking canon. Um, the teacher says, "So I'm gonna pass these tests. You know something? Who am I kidding? I already know that all y'all want to go to the hero course." And he throws the papers up in the air. And they say, yeah. They start using their quirks. And she says, okay, calm down. There's no quirk uses on school property. And Bakugo stands on the desk and says, Don't lump me in with a bunch of these. Don't lump me in with these losers. They'll be lucky if they even get a D-list hero. And me, I'm going to the top. Number one. I'm gonna be next symbol of peace. Everybody says, "No, you can't." "Yes, I can. Nobody else got quirk better than mine." "No, well, nobody here, but there's other people." "What you say?" Then he lets off a small explosion. Then she said, "Bakugo, settle down." He looks at Azuka Midoriya. "You're applying to UA also?" Then Azuka looks up and says, "Yes, sir. Yes, I am." Bakugo says, "A quirkless loser like you." "Huh. Who says I'm quirkless?" "You did when you was a kid." "Oh, well, I lied. I developed my quirk." "Oh." He sticks his tongue out. "What? You develop a quirk?" "Not just... Matter of fact, I don't need to tell you nothing, Bakugo." Then Bakugo grabbed his notebook and exploded and threw it out the window. Deku says, "My notebook!" He reaches out his hand and Black Whip came out, grabbed the notebook, and pulled it back to him and says, "Man, that was a jerky move to do. I'm out of here." Well, before he says he's out of here, the bell rings. He says, "I'm out of here." He grabs the book bag, says, "See you later, Bakugo," and flies out the window. Bakugo, what the hell? Then all the other kids in class like, well, he can fly? Azuku Midoriya has a quirk? No, two quirks? What was that black stuff? So he left all the kids like, what the? And Bakugo just lost his mind. I mean, everything in his head is broke. I hate to do this, my man Bakugo, but damn! After this, Bakugo catches up with Azuku. He says, nerd, you making fun of me these years, pretending you didn't have a quirk? For starters, I always um had my quirk. I just didn't know it. And the way you used to pick on me, why would I tell you anything about myself? But we were friends. Yes, was. And the reason we didn't stay friends because of you. Not me. You. Nerd. What's your quirk? Why should I tell you? I have the right to know. No, you don't. What gives you the right to know my quirk? You know mine. Yes, because you flashing it about. So, I'm not going to tell you. And Deku started to walk off. I know you can fly that black stuff. Yeah, that's what you saw. So, why you still up about it? Why you still talking to me about it? And Azuku walks off. Deku's Bak goes, ah, and runs after Deku. Deku turns around, steps to the side, knees Bakugo in the stomach, then uppercuts him in the head, then trips him, then smacks him down to the ground, then stands over him. I didn't even use my quirk on you. So, how about you stay down, Bakugo? Bakugo hits the ground with an explosion, creates a bunch of dust. Bakugo jumps up. He sweeps Deku's leg and then shoots an explosion to Deku's, shoots a mini explosion at Deku. Concussive force of the explosion blasts Deku to across the ground, making him ragdoll. He gets us, damn you, Bakugo, that hurt. Huh. Yeah, I can give as good as I take. Yeah, I see that. So in the meantime, the explosions started to draw a crowd. Bakugo, I don't want to do this. Come on, you scared? No, I'm not scared. I just don't want to go to jail and have a record. That'll stop somebody from becoming a hero. Quirk uses like this isn't allowed. What? Bakugo, I'll talk to you later. Then Deku jumps into the air and flies off. He said, get back here! Ah! Then Bakugo starts shooting explosions to the ground and he starts to fly. Then the spectators just watching Bakugo fly after Deku in the air. Deku sighs. Bakugo, get off my ass, man. Come here. Okay. I know we could go to settle this. And Deku starts flying towards the location where him and All Might used to train in secret. So Deku and Bakugo land there. Bakugo's tired. Deku's somewhat tired, but Bakugo don't stand a chance, I hate to say. Deku looks at Bakugo and says, well, what? You want to fight? Let's fight. Bakugo, I always looked up to you, man. But I gotta get this out of my system. We're gonna fight. I'm gonna show you everything I got. I don't want you to hold back. After this, it'll be up to you. Friends or foes. If we'll be friends, we can make each other even stronger. If we're gonna be foes, I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore, Bakugo. So, let's settle this. Bakugo says, okay. He started letting out explosions in his hand. The Deku holds out his arm, and black tendrils starts forming out of his forearm. What's that? Black whip. Get to know it. Then he starts whipping it, Black Whip at Bakugo. Bakugo shoots explosions, blocking Black Whip, spinning around, trying to shoot explosions back at Deku. Deku flies into the air, shoots Black Whip down at him, and Bakugo flips back and shoots those explosions. Now, Bakugo hasn't been slacking. When he realized that Deku's been picking up some martial art classes, yeah, he also picked up some classes too. His style is more straight boxing, mixed with street fighting. Back to the fight. So, Deku's using Black Whip to try to catch Bakugo. And amazingly enough, Bakugo's dodging pretty much. But Deku does catch Bakugo's foot one time with Black Whip, throws Bakugo down to the ground. Boom! Hard as he can. Bakugo uses explosion to blow up Black Whip with one hand, then blasts himself into the air with the other hand and create like 6 concussive force shockwaves back to back at Deku. Only thing Deku could do was use all for one. Yeah, the power stocking part that Bakugo haven't seen yet, and his usual lightning around his body, everything comes up, and he does a smash. No, not a smash, a thunderclap. You see, this Deku can use up to 50% of all for one naturally. And around about 60 to 75% before it starts. No. Let me reduce that. 25% naturally. 50% before it starts straining his body. Around about 75% before it breaks something. So he can fight muscular and not break anything. So Bakugo gets blasted back by shockwaves from that explosion, that thunderclap Deku did. Next thing Bakugo knows, Deku's up there with him. Then he gives him a chop, and Bakugo wakes up on the ground in a crater. Deku stands over and says, "Well, a loss? Wait a minute. How many quirks you have?" Bakugo. Answer my question first. Think about it. Okay. And Bakugo holds his hand up. And Deku smiles, says, "I missed you, Kachan." And helps him up. Putting a flashback into when Deku offered to help Bakugo up when he was a kid. So, Deku confides in Bakugo. So he confides in everything. Wait a minute. You was training with All Might all this time? Yeah. See? If we were friends, you could have been training with All Might too. Yeah, that's right. So, well, you got 10 months before your exam. Want to train with me and All Might? You and All Might? Yeah. Besides, I need somebody else to train with. All Might's good at everything, but our skill set is very similar. Okay, let's train. So, Deku, All Might, and Bakugo train for the next 10 months. And Bakugo improves. Wow. I mean, in the recent canon, Sorry for spoilers, but it's gonna be one. He gains a new awakening. It's not the awakening I thought he would have, but yeah, he gets that too in the 10 months. Yeah, that's how much he pushed himself. And he's developed a lot of his signature moves already. But I will save the day of the UA exam for another what if. This is Tron Prime saying peace. And this is the way.